Barak Yahweh Barakatha, Yahweh Barak Yahweh Barakatha, Yahweh Ba Hashem, Rakakwadash, the honors to the apostles, the elders, salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and sincerity. Lesson will be entitled A Crybaby. Lord, will you are edified. Video inspired by an article I came across on Newsbreak. Article entitled Mississippi Goon Squad Cop Appeals Federal Sentence, published 5 days ago. And it reads, a Mississippi officer accused of being the ringleader of the Goon Squad cops who were charged with the torture and abuse of two so-called black men is appealing his federal sentence. On Monday, April 15th, former Rankin County Sheriff's Office investigator Brett McAlpin filed a notice to appeal his 27-year sentence to the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals per Fox 40. A federal judge handed down McAlpin's sentence last month in connection to a January 2023 attack on Michael Jenkins and Eddie Parker. Other Goon Squad officers, including former Rankin County Sheriff's deputies Hunter Elward, Christian Dedmon, Jeffrey Middleton, Daniel Opdyke, and ex-Richland Police Department officer Joshua Hartfield were sentenced to prison terms ranging from 10 to 40 years for their involvement in the incident. On the night of January 24, 2023, a white neighbor called McAlpin asking if he and the squad were available for a mission. Before the officers entered a home where Jenkins and Parker were staying without a warrant, the officers went on to handcuff the two and assault them for 90 minutes. Law enforcement beat Parker with wood and a metal sword, then poured milk, alcohol, and chocolate syrup over their faces before forcing them to strip naked and shower together. Elwood fired a gun in Jenkins' mouth. Following the assault, officers attempted to cover up the incident, fabricating a narcotics bust by planting weapons and drugs. And they've been doing this. McAlpin is the only officer among the 6 convicted and sentenced to file an appeal. However, McAlpin's plea agreement, which he signed in July 2023, waived most of his rights to appeal his conviction. The move to appeal could result in more prison time for the officer. As of Monday, McAlpin hasn't filed any paperwork indicating why he's challenging his sentence. And this is the typical behavior of Esau, okay? And if you can receive this in the spirit, Esau was Cain via reincarnation, right? And these so-called white people, these Edomites, okay, according to biblical doctrine, can do any and everything, right? But once judgment comes, what happens? They start crying, okay, and pleading, begging for mercy. They're fucking crybabies when judgment comes, okay? Case in point, let's go to Genesis, the 4th chapter. Now, McAlpin has been doing this for years, okay, based on my spiritual assumption. And when he finally got caught, he's trying to appeal his sentence. Now, Genesis, the 4th chapter, is going into the account when Cain murdered Abel for committing a righteous sacrifice to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Genesis 4:9. And Yahweh said unto Cain, where is Abel your brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? So we can see how Cain lies as well. Not only is he a murderer, but he's a liar too. Verse 10, and he said, what have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cry unto me from the ground. Bill, this prophet, was informing Cain what? That Abel is in the spiritual realm complaining about how unlawful and that wicked deed that Cain committed, how he murdered him. Okay? So again, and he said, what have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cry unto me from the ground. And now are you cursed from the earth, which has opened her mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you till the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto you her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shall you be in the earth. A vagabond is a wanderer. Look how these Edomites go to these other countries. They can never keep still. Verse 13, and Cain said unto Yahweh, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Now, that was the punishment that Cain received for murdering Abel, for committing a righteous sacrifice. And this fool turns around and say, my punishment is greater than I can bear. They're nothing but crybabies. They can do all this bullshit, but when judgment comes, right, they want mercy. When judgment comes, they want mercy. Okay, that's the first example. Let's go to the second example. Genesis chapter 27, going into how Esau actually sold Jacob the birthright. Now, this is going into after Isaac blessed Jacob with the birthright, which is the kingdom of heaven or the kingdom of Yahushua. Genesis 27:32. And Isaac his father said unto him, who are you? And he said, I am your son, your firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, where is he that has taken venison and brought it me? And I have eaten of all before you came and have blessed him. So Jacob received the birthright. Yea, and he shall be blessed. Verse 34. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried just like Cain did, right? After he murdered Abel, right? And when Esau heard the voices, and when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, your brother came with subtlety and has taken away your blessing. But wait a minute, Esau sold the birthright anyway. Remember, Esau sold the birthright, so why is he crying? He sold it. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how he already has sold the birthright. So what Jacob did was righteous anyway, because that nigga would not have honored, okay, his word. Verse 36. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he has taken away my blessing. And he said, have you not reserved a blessing for me? The blessing and the birthright is interchangeable. Okay? Now, the point is how Esau cried bitterly. Okay? How Cain complained bitterly. And in regards to Brent McAlpin, he done this wicked deed and many more, and now he's trying to get an appeal. Okay, let's go to Luke 16. Now this is going into the parable of Lazarus and the rich man, right? Lazarus is a representation for the elect of Israel, okay? And the rich man is a representation of the elite bankers, beginning with their nobility, let's say the Rothschilds, right? Verse 29. Let's start at 28. Luke 16 and 28. For I have 5 brethren, that he may testify unto them, lest they also come into this place of torment. Verse 29. Abraham said unto him, they have Moses and the prophets, let them hear them. Verse 30. And he said, nay, Father Abraham, but if one went unto them from the dead, they will repent. Verse 31, and he said unto him, if they hear not Moses and the prophets, neither will they be persuaded. Slakia, I'm tripping. Neither will they be persuaded, though one rose from the dead. Right? So the setting now is in the spiritual realm. So this elite banker, which is one of the nobilities of Esau in the spiritual realm, wanted to return to the earth and inform his family / colleagues how the kingdom of heaven is coming to the nation of Israel. And their best bet is to do right. But what did Abraham tell them? Like, nah, they have the prophets here at this time frame. And see, that's how Esau does. They receive the judgment for the wicked deed, but they don't want to uphold it, meaning receiving the consequences and things of that nature. They want to cry, they want to complain, they want to talk their way out of it, just like the rich man. All right. So what Brent McAlpin is doing is basically what his forefathers always have done with Cain and Esau. Okay, you receive the judgment and then you complain about it. Lord, will you edify? Shalom.